Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nelo. Today we'll be learning how to cut an off-shoulder blouse. Okay, so I'll be showing you how to draft an off-shoulder blouse from a normal basic body. Okay, if you're new to my channel, please hit on the subscribe button below and subscribe, like and share my video. And to start up with, this is the pattern paper I'll be using. So from this place to this point is my bust divided by 2 plus 2 inches. Okay, my bust divided by 2 plus 2 inches. From here to here is my bust divided by 2 plus 2 inches, and I'm gonna head to divide it by into 2 again. Okay, because my bust is 20, 40 divided by 2 is 20. I added 2 inches, so this is 22, as you can see, and then I divide the 22 into 2, which is 11. Okay, so I'll be using one part for the front and the other one for the back panel. Okay, so this side, this is 11 inches my bust point. From here to here is 18 inches, which is my half length. Okay, so I'm just gonna turn the paper so that you guys should be seeing what I'm drafting properly, right? So first I'm going to mark my shoulder divided by 2. My shoulder is 16, divided by 2 is 8, and I'm going to mark my neckline 3 by 3. Okay, I'm using 3 by 3. So this is just a normal basic body. If you want to see a very detailed tutorial on this, I have it on the channel. You can go check that out. So I used 1 inch for my shoulder slope. I used 1 inch for my shoulder slope, and this is my chest line, which is 8.5 from my shoulder. It's also known as armhole depth, 8.5, and on that line I'm going to mark 8 inches my shoulder line, just to get a straight line from that line to the shoulder slope. Okay, just to get a straight line. And next I'm going to mark my dart. My dart is 8 divided by 2, which is 4. So I'm going to mark 4 inches here now. On my waistline 4, and on my bust line also 4, and then I'll connect with a straight line. And in between this straight line I'm marking here, I'm going to mark 0.75 for my dart. I'm using 1.5 for my dart, so I'll divide the 1.5 by 2 is 0.75, and I'll connect it to the bust line. Guys, if at the end of this video you don't understand anything, please leave a comment below and ask me any question, and I'll do well to reply you. Okay, next is to mark my armhole line. So I went up by 3 inches from the chest line, and on that line I'm going to go in by 0.75, and I'll connect up to the shoulder this way. Okay, and in order to curve my armhole, I'm going to mark my bust divided by 4, quarter of my bust, and I'm going to curve my armhole. Guys, I believe we already know how to do this. Before you can start doing bustier, you should know how to draft your basic bodies. Okay, but I'm just doing this for reference purpose in case you don't know how to draft this. Okay, so next I'm going to mark my bust divided by 4 here on the bust line, and then my chest divided by 4, waist divided by 4 plus the dart intake, which is 1.5. okay, so I marked my waist divided by 4 on the waistline plus the 1.5 for the dart I used, and I'm connecting, shaping my pattern. So this is my front basic bodice. So what I need to do now is to also mark my bust dart and my shoulder dart. Okay, so here I'm going to divide my shoulder line by 2. So whatever you have, you divide by 2. Whatever you get, you divide by 2, and then you connect to the bust line like this. So next I'm going to take my underbust line, my underbust length, which is 15. My bust line is 11, while my underbust is 15. Okay, so I'm marking 15 like this, starting from the shoulder line. So I'll connect with a straight line like this, and after this I'm going to decide how deep you want your off shoulder to be. So I'm using 6 inches. Okay, I'm doing -6, so this is -6 here. This point is my knock 6. So in between that line, I'm going to mark 0.75. Okay, I'll mark 0.75 like this, 0.75 here and 0.75 here. Okay, so I use 1 inch, and from the bust line I'm gonna go up by half an inch. So I used 1.5 inch for my dart too, and then you're going to connect like this. Okay, you can use a straight ruler if you wish. Connect this way. Okay, so next I'm going to decide how deep I want my cleavage to show. So from the neck bone, I'm going to go down by 6 inches. Okay, so you measure from your neck bone to where how deep you want your cleavage to show, or from your shoulder like this, you measure down to know how deep you want your cleavage to show. So if I'm measuring from my shoulder, which means I should be marking 9, but I'm measuring from my cleavage, I mean center bone, so what I marked here is 6. That is how deep I want my cleavage to be. Okay, you can decide on the neckline you want. You can use a round neck. If you're using a round neck, you're going to be okay, let me show you how to curve your round neck. So this is how the round neck is going to be if you're using a round neck, or you can also use a v-neck, but for me I'm going for a sweetheart neck. Okay, so I'll wipe this out and then remark my sweetheart like this. Okay, that is how I'm going to remark my sweetheart. So I'm going to wipe this out. I'm just showing you guys what to do because I want to make this video or this tutorial very detailed so that you guys will understand. Okay, so now you can make it V like this. Okay, so but I'm using a sweetheart neck, so I'm going to curve a sweetheart neck like this, connecting it to one of the darts this way. So next is to mark my strap to strap measurement. Okay, or your across chest measurement. So my strap to strap is 12 divided by 2 will give me 6. So I'll be marking 6 like this. So I'm going to mark from this center front like this. I'll mark my 6. So from here to this that leg here is 4. Okay, so from the center front to this point is 4. So I'm going to place that 4 on this other dart like this to get my 6. So this is my off shoulder now here. This is 6. So, or you can do your shoulder minus 1.5. Like now that my shoulder is 8, so if I minus 1.5, I'll be left with 6.5. So I can mark 6.5 there. So that is how to get your off shoulder, right? Okay, so you connect with a straight line like this and then recurve your armhole. So we'll be altering the armhole later. So now I'm going to take my under bust measurement, divide by 4, which is 8.25. So this is my under bust line, and then I'll measure what I have there. What I have left is 2 inches. I'm going to divide that 2 inches in between the darts. So from this middle line here, that line, I'll mark 0.75 at the side. Okay, this is 0.75. So I place my tape, this middle line, I place 0.75 there and mark 0.75 and 2 inches here like this. I marked on 2. Okay, so 0.75 here and then 1.25 at the side like this. Okay, so you can share the dart anyhow you like, and then from the under bust line I'll come down by 1 inch. This is not to have a pointy. Okay, so our bust not to be pointy. Okay, so you connect. Please always take note how I place my ruler, my curve ruler. You connect and then you're going to blend the bust line. Place your curve ruler like this and then you blend the bust line so that it will not be pointy. Okay, so we have tightened our under bust. Next I'm going to mark my bust dart. From the bust line I mark 2 inches down, and then I'll connect it to the bust dart like this. Okay, so this is our bust dart. And so to curve my armhole, I'll measure from my shoulder slope to the chest line like this. What I have is 7.5. I'll divide the 7.5 by 2. So what I have is 3.75. So that 3.75 here, I'm going to mark it starting from this, my off shoulder point here. This point here, I'll mark 3.75 downward like this. So this is 3.75 here. Okay, from here to here is 3.75. So I'll curve my armhole to that point now. So before then, I'm going to draw a line here so that I can curve my armhole well. So this is the same, the still 3.75. So I just connected it to the side so that I can curve my armhole very well. Okay, so you place your armhole curve like this, or you can use your free hand if you don't have any curve ruler, and then you curve your armhole. So this is our new armhole. Okay, this is our new armhole for the off shoulder. Okay, so I'll also be showing you how to also do your armhole again. If you don't like this method, I'll show you how to achieve that at the end of this video. So this is the back panel. I've already drafted everything. So I went up by 2 inches. My back is 2 inches shorter than my front. My front is 18 while the back waist is 16. Okay, so this is out of it. By the time I close the front waist dart, it will align with the back. I will show you guys everything at the end. You see it. Okay, so here I mark my bust, divide by 4. Okay, all right, so here at the waistline I went in by 0.75, and I'll divide what I have from here to here, from my neckline to my chest line. What I have, I'll divide it by 2. I'll divide my neckline to my chest line by 2, and then I'll connect that 0.75 I marked at the waistline towards that point like this. This is to eliminate zipper bulging at the back. Okay, and then next I'm going to mark my bust, divide by 4, starting from that new line inside here, this line inside. I'm going to mark my bust, divide by 4 from that point. So this is my bust, divide by 4 here. Okay, and then I'll curve my armhole. Okay, so this is my basic bodice armhole, and then next I'm going to still mark the same bust, divide by 4, and at the waist I'll mark my waist, divide by 4 plus my 1 inch for that. Okay, I'll be using 1 inch for the back that, and then I'm going to connect this together. Okay, so my back basic bodice is formed. Now I'm going to mark my dart. So from that middle line, center, this line here, I marked 4 inches. Okay, so but in order to get a straight line here, I'll measure what I have from here to that outside line. So what I have here is 4.75. So I'm going to take the same 4.75 here and the same thing here, 4.75. Okay, just to get a straight line for my dart. Okay, this is just to get a straight line for my dart, and in between there I'm going to mark 0.5, and I'll connect to the bust line like this, the chest line, sorry. Okay, so now I'm going to mark the off shoulder. Remember we used 6 inches, so I'll tick on 6 inches here. I'm going to mark the same 6 inches here. Okay, so this is our up the shoulder line here, and I'll take this dart upward now. Okay, so I want to tighten the upper bodice, the upper part, so I'll be marking 0.25 here. That's half divided by 2, 0.5 divided by 2, that is 0.25, and I'll connect it to the dart leg like this. I'll connect it to the dart leg like this. This is just to tighten the upper bodice. Okay, so that it will not be opening, it will be flat, laying flat at your back. Okay, so next I'm going to close up the dart in order to mark my strap to strap measurement. Remember, when drafting the front, I said is 12 divided by 2 is 6, so I'll be marking the 6 also here. Okay, because this is our quarterback. Okay, so I'll place my tape like this and mark my 6. So this is 6 here, right? So this is where my armhole is going to start from. Okay, so now I'm going to mark my neckline. So I decided to use 10 inches deep for my neckline for the back. So you can use any neckline of your choice. You can go deeper, you can go higher. Okay, you can go deeper, you can go higher. So I used 8. Yeah, I used 8, but I think I went back to correct it. I later used 9 or so. So I'm going to connect it to that 6 inches point we marked. Okay, this is the point. I'm going to connect like this. Okay, to this 6 inches here. So this is our new neckline. Okay, so this is my new neckline. This is my new neckline. Okay, so next I'm going to mark the same 3.75 we marked here. Okay, remember we marked 3.75 here in order to cover armhole. I'm going to mark the same 3.75 here also. Okay, this is 3.75, so I can get a nice curve for my armhole. Okay, so now this is my new armhole. I'll connect from that point to here. Okay, so our back armhole is curved. Okay, as you can see, it's aligned with the front armhole. Okay, so always take note of what you're marking. So next I'm going to mark my zipper allowance following that shape inside. I'm marking my 1.5 for my zipper allowance. Okay, so you follow that shape that I marked inside to mark your zipper allowance. So that's my 1.5 for zipper allowance, and we are through with our drafting, and now I'm going to cut this out. Okay, so this is my neckline. So like I said, you can use any neckline of your choice. For the back, I think I used 9 here, or 6 or so, or 8 or so. You can use any neckline of your choice for the back. Okay, so our back bodice is ready. I'm going to cut this out, and then we'll finish up with the front pattern. So guys, if you watch up to this point, thank you so much. Please like and share this video, and if you have any question, you can always ask me on the comments below and I'll explain better. Okay, and I would prefer if you would download this video and watch over and over again, so that you understand what I did. And if you feel that something is missing, you can still leave a comment. Just let me know. Okay, nobody is perfect. So as you can see, our neckline, our back basic body is ready. So now I'm going to close this front dart. So to close that, you need to open up one dart. So guys, I forgot to complete my dart leg, so I'm going to connect this to this dart leg. From this under bust line, I'll connect to the dart leg, waist dart leg like this. Okay, from the under bust dart, you connect to the dart leg like this. This will help snatch your under bust, okay, to tighten your under bust. So I am opening the dart like this. I did not cut through the bust line. I just stopped very close to the bust line, and I'm going to slash this open like this. Okay, and I'll close this up this way. Okay, just cut very close, don't cut through. Cut very close to your bust line, don't cut through it. And then I'm going to close up this. Don't cut through, just very close. Then you close up your darts like this. So I'm going to use a masking tape to hold this, secure this, so that we'll recurve our side. So I'm going to mask this like this. Okay, so you notice this point have shifted, so we need to recurve it starting from that armhole line. Okay, forget that we don't need the other one also, we just draw it. Okay, so we recurve our underbust, and now I'm going to cut this out. Okay, so this is our new armhole. Okay, so I'm going to cut through the new armhole like this. I'll cut out this other dart. Okay guys, so if you try this, please let me know what you think, if it's perfect or there was a mistake. If you like it, please just let me know. I always love to get feedback from what I am teaching, so that to know if I am really doing well or I'm just wasting my time. So I would like to know if you guys enjoy this video, or if you try it out and it worked out well for you. Please still let me know. Okay, it will encourage me and help me do more, right? So this is what we have after cutting. Our off shoulder is ready. So we have different ways of making an off shoulder, and we all arrive at the same destination, but some are better than the other. Okay, so just try out different method and see which works for you, and you go for it. Okay, but this one works perfectly for me and gives me the tightening look I need, and that is why I always go for this. So as you can see, the armhole align with each other, not minding that the front is 18 inches long and the back is 16 inches long. So when you close your bust, that it will align with each other. Okay, so I'm going to go cut fabric and I will show you guys. Okay, I'm going to go cut it on fabric and I'll show you guys how I cut on fabric. So I'm going to show you another way to curve your armhole. Okay, so let's say you divide, for the first one I said you divide this by 2 and mark it from your off shoulder line here. I marked 3.75 here. Okay, and then I connected from this point to that line. Okay, so I connected from here to this point like this. Okay, that was on my pattern. So but another way to do this is to go up by 2 inches from your bust line, and then you curve your armhole. Okay, or you can still maintain this other armhole. Okay, you can curve from that line to go up by 2 inches from your bust, and then you curve your armhole, or you maintain this other armhole. Just connect your armhole like this. You maintain this normal armhole here. Okay, you can just maintain the armhole. Okay, so any one that works for you is fine. Okay, anyone that works for you. Or you come down ½ inch from your chest line. You come down ½ inch from your chest line and curve your armhole. Okay, let's say I came down ½ inch from my chest line, and this is what I am going to get. Okay, so we all do ours in different ways. Just try it out, all this method, anyone that works for you, you stick to it. Okay, so that is all I want to share with you guys. Okay, so this is the pattern. I've already cut it out on my fabric. This is my already cut fabric. I added ½ inch on my armhole, ½ inch at the dart line, the inside allowance. Okay, so I added ½ inch at the down part for joining of the peplon or the skirt to it, and 1.5 inch to the side. This is the back front side, and that's the front back side. And at the bustier area I added ½ inch like this. Okay, so this one is cut on fold though. Okay, this point is on fold, you cut on fold. Every other one is two pieces. Okay, just that center front that is on fold. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and share this video and see you in my next tutorial. Bye.